and welcome to the first episode of CosTalk. This is Tori.
Hi, I'm Tori, and this is Sam.
Hi, I'm Sam.
This is our first episode, so it might be a little rough, but that's to be expected.
Hang in there, it's gonna get better.
It's gonna get better. The first thing we're going to be talking about today is the controversial 10 hours walking video that Playboy put up an article about on their website. Are you familiar with the 10 hours walking videos?
I am, Tori.
Okay, yeah.
First off, what is Playboy even writing an article about cosplay for anyway? That's not their specialty, shall we say.
Well, normally the 10 hours walking videos, they try to showcase, like, you know, a woman walking around New York for 10 hours and getting catcalled, and some of the things people say are just really inappropriate, and she's just walking around normal.
And obviously it's good to bring awareness to that type of issue, but when it's done at Comicon or a convention and people ask for pictures of someone every 2 minutes...
It's a little bit of clickbait from Playboy, I think, but the video's kind of getting circulated, and kind of, if you don't know anything about Comic-Con, it looks awful. Like, it looks like these people are being super creepy, and some of them are creepy, but it's different. You can't do a 10 hours walking video at Comic-Con and treat it like it's a 10 hours walking through New York.
Yeah. First off, the very first person in the video says, "Excuse me, miss."
Yeah, I don't think that's a good way to start out your video.
Yeah.
If you're trying to make it look bad.
Yeah.
But she is I think she's a Playboy model that they have dressed as Space Girl, who I'm not familiar with.
Space Girl? I have no clue who Space Girl is, but maybe that's just us, if you know.
Do you know Space Girl? Her costume is pretty plain, a bodysuit.
White.
It's cut down pretty low.
She's got like a little leather belt
thingy,
blue
Definitely
wig.
not the most revealing costume I've ever seen. I'd say pretty
pretty tame, honestly,
pretty standard costume
for Comic-Con.
For a Playboy model to be wearing.
Yeah.
But you know, she does get some of the awkward people. But I think you have to think about how many people go to San Diego Comic-Con, or whichever Comic-Con this was. It wasn't San Diego. It was a different one. But I mean, there's over 100,000 people there, and you don't think you're gonna get a couple weirdos?
Yeah.
It's different than walking around New York and passing random people like.
Yeah, the article said, released the video, and it shows that the festival has an indisputable dark side for women in costume. Proceed with caution. Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, obviously you're gonna meet some weirdos who want to get pictures of you, but...
For the most part, I mean, there's a couple weirdos, but okay, so first let's talk about the people they put in the video that aren't being weird at all. Like the guy who asks her to do an action pose. He's taking a picture of her, she's kind of standing, and he says, "Come on, get an action pose." Like, he wants a cool picture.
Right. I mean, I've had people ask me for action poses, like, act like you're fighting this guy. And, I mean...
I don't think that's something weird to ask somebody.
No, not when you're at a costume convention.
There's a lot of people just stop her, they say, "Excuse me, who are you? What are you dressed as? Can I take a picture?"
What's the costume?
Yeah, they want a picture. For the most part, I was really surprised at how, knowing the video, what it was going to be about, and who posted it, I thought it was going to be a lot worse. But I was actually pleasantly surprised at the... tameness of the requests.
One of the things that the other videos, like women walking in New York, show are the people catcalling or whistling at her.
Some really lewd comments.
Yeah, which happens in big cities and whatnot, but there is nothing that I saw in the video of that happening.
Not to the same extent. There is the one time she's walking through, it looks like the dealer's room, and some guy just looks down her chest and is like, "Nice." That's that's
a little, that's...
That's where we were like, oh, okay, so there is some weird stuff in this video.
But I'm talking about people whistling at or catcalling.
Yeah.
Nobody did that.
No. It was just, you know...
Because nobody does that at conventions, or at least not with my experience.
Never happened to me. No, you?
No, not me.
There was the one guy who said, "Oh, hey, turn to the side, because you have a nice butt. I want to get a picture of your butt."
And she was,
Oh,
he was like, okay, never mind, forget about it.
Forget about it. He realized it was a terrible thing to say as soon as it came out of his mouth.
And he realized that, and he said, forget about it.
It was still awkward if you were like the person being taken. If it was me being, and he was like, "You have a really nice butt. Let me take a picture of your butt."
Someone said that to me.
I would not be comfortable.
If a girl said that to me, I'd say, okay.
All right.
Sure.
For the most part, I feel like the video is taken out of context. It does a really good job of showing some of the weirdos and the weird photographers that you get at cons.
And then she even, towards the end of the video, she just leaves the convention, just walking down the street.
Yeah, and
where they're like construction workers and stuff.
The title of the video is 10 Hours Walking at Comicon, and half the video I think she's just walking around the sidewalks of the city.
Yeah.
I don't know. Watch it for yourself.
We'll put a link.
Decide for yourself. Decide if you think it's...
Let us know what you think.
Yeah, decide if you think it's taken out of context, or if you think it's an actual... There's a dark side at conventions for women. So in other cosplay-related news, we're going to talk about the recent Kickstarter campaign for the Cosbox, the monthly cosplay box subscriction.
Yeah, you've heard of like
Loot Crate,
yeah, Loot Crate,
Nerd Block.
Just random things where you subscribe
and you get a bunch of random stuff sent to you. Get a box of just
random things like T-shirt or keychains.
So somebody set up a Kickstarter campaign to make a themed box just for cosplayers.
Which sounds like a really cool idea.
Sounds like a great idea.
I'd be all up for a sign up for that.
Get some stuff sent to you?
Yeah.
Well, turns out it might not have been as exciting as we were all hoping.
Boom, boom.
They recently released what they will be putting in the box, and it can be good if you're, I don't know, it really depends. So
depends on what type of cosplay you like to do.
What you like to do. If you're a beginner, if you're advanced, this is really going to suck because you're already going to own all this stuff. So in the box, they're including an Arda wig weft sample, which could be useful if you've never bought... yeah, it's a weft sample. If you've never bought an Arda wig before, I guess you could test the... So the sample meaning... I don't know. I guess it's just like a little... Like little pieces of wig like hair? Like a weft. One weft of hair. I don't think it's a full, like, long... weft. And not a full wig. Not a full wig. It's just like one, almost like an extension, I think, that you'd put in your hair. One weft. Yeah, it says Arda weft sample. It shows multiple samples, but I think you just get one. Mm-hmm. And then you also get a Arda curved wefting needle. Wefting needle for your weft? I mean, you're going to get a random weft. I don't see how that is helpful. I mean, it would be... You can always... It's always nice to have more tools. You can never have enough needles, but you can buy the needle for like $1. She knows more about it just doesn't wigs than I do. He has his real hair. He's got that naturally great hair. No, but you use wigs. I use wigs. I don't foresee a single weft being useful. I already bought Arda wigs. I already know what they're like. I think the only way I can think of it being useful is if you've never bought an Arda wig before and you're wondering like what their fiber quality is. Which would be good. Yeah, you're getting a sample and you can find out. Is that something you can get like from their website? Can you get a sample? I don't know. I haven't done it. I want to say for like $10 you can get a sample of every color that they have, like a little one. So, but who knows how big these samples are? I don't know. So, the third item you get is an assorted clay tool. Singular. A single tool. I think you get like a random clay tool. Which might be cool. I like to do stuff with clay. I've made masks, sculpting different things. I mean, don't you already own... I already own 2 sets of clay tools. I don't need one more random tool. Do you already own clay tools? I kind of MacGyver it sometimes. Okay, like use a kitchen knife? Yeah, like toothpicks.
I have some little plastic tools that like a thing came with. So I'm
you
not.
Could actually use.
I could
the
use
Cosbox crafting tool.
Yeah, but one tool is that.
It's one tool.
For you get a new tool every month, or is that just for the
just
first
for
box?
this first box?
This first box. So you might get other stuff later on, obviously, but
we're not so excited about the wefting needle and the weft, but the clay tool we've decided might be useful.
Might be useful depending on what stuff you use and what tool it is.
So the fourth item you get to use your sculpting tool, singular, on is a Sculpey sample.
A Sculpey sample.
A sample. I think it's 1.6 ounces or something like that.
You could just get a thing at Walmart.
Yeah.
A big block.
Big block. I mean,
it's like $5.
Yeah, I don't really want something in my box that I could just run down to the store and buy.
And if it's just a sample, I mean, a Sculpey is one of those things. I can see like an Arta wig sample because that's not something that like everybody has, but Sculpey is just clay.
I think it would have been more useful if it was something like friendly plastic or something you can't just buy at the store.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to try friendly plastic. I would be very excited if
friendly plastic sounds
that came in my
super
Cosbox.
Cool.
The one thing that might be useful if you've never used it before is their final item, which is a Warbler sample. Now, when you normally get a Warbler sample, though, it's like a sample size. You know, it's pretty big.
Used for small
Yeah,
pieces.
you could at least make something out of it. But the sample they're sending in the cosplay box is about 6 by 6, I want to say. So it's a pretty small square of Warbler. You're not going to be making a whole lot with that.
About this big.
Yeah.
Ish.
If you've never used Warbler before, I think it would be a really exciting thing to get in your box.
Yeah, it would definitely be cool to try out, to see what you can do with it. Because Warbler is pretty pricey.
It's pretty expensive. You can't just buy it whenever you feel like it just because you want to test it out.
Yeah, so that's cool.
That's cool, but I mean,
It's
again, for me, I wouldn't be very excited about getting that because I already use Warbler.
Yeah, I haven't done a whole lot with it, but
I mean, you've used it before. It wouldn't really be an exciting thing. I foresee some people being excited about that.
Yeah, I know some people who haven't used it at all, and I jump at the chance to get some.
I wish it was a little bigger so you could maybe actually use it for something.
Mm-hmm.
6 inches isn't going to do a whole lot.
Right.
I don't know.
And then
they're also including
10 people.
10 Kickstarter. Oh, GoFundMe. It was on GoFundMe.
GoFundMe,
so
not Kickstarter. 10
of the funders on GoFundMe will get a pair of black cosplay gloves. So like a pair of Party City gloves. I don't know. I had really big hopes for this box, and maybe it's the first one. They're trying to stretch their budget, I guess.
That makes sense. But it's their first one.
It's a little too sampley. The box I think was $15. You had to pay $15 for it, and of course some people online priced out every item, and comes out to about $15. Not including, shipping for each item and stuff, so you didn't lose any money, but if you already had the stuff,
it's not
worth it.
Depending on what cosplay, how advanced you are in
it'd be great for beginners.
Things. Yeah. What has the response online been to this?
Everybody's pretty nervous about what's going to be coming in the mail. Well, and
are
actually,
people excited about it, or?
I haven't really seen anybody been excited about it. It's more like apprehension and just wishing maybe it had been a little better. But they also have a deluxe box.
Ooh, what's in the deluxe box?
The deluxe box is a themed box.
Like
a makeup theme, so cosplay makeup. This was a little more disappointing than the basic box that we discussed. So the makeup that comes in it is a Wet n Wild Mega Sparkle Loose Glitter Eyeshadow. So if you don't know, because you're a boy, Wet n Wild is like the dollar store makeup brand. It's pretty much the cheapest makeup available on the market.
Which, I get that they're wanting to save money to ship this thing, but if they're getting subscribers and they want to grow,
Yeah, I'd be pissed if I bought any type of box, like if you bought Ipsy or like a makeup box and they sent you Wet n Wild, you'd be like, what is this crap?
So what else do you get?
Alright, they have full-size body bronzer.
Oh, bronzer.
They have Idle Eyes cream eyeshadow base, which is actually, that would be useful. Eyeshadow base.
I don't do a whole lot with makeup.
And they have an A or B option, so you can either get A, which is a Mary-Kate and Ashley on-the-go sparkle makeup sheets.
Mary-Kate and Ashley?
Or B, a hard candy full-size body misting sparkle spray. So lots of sparkles in this themed box.
When you said candy, I was expecting like an actual piece of candy.
No,
and I got excited for a minute.
Hard Candy, the brand. And the most dubious item in this box are the MAC makeup brushes that they're sending.
Air quotes.
Air quotes. It's a little bit unsure if those are actually MAC makeup brushes. There's kind of like a...
What do you mean?
It's like a picture, but the brushes don't say MAC. They've just kind of put like MAC across the picture. I don't know. We'll see.
Well,
I don't want to judge them too fast because a cosplay box is something...
Which would be totally awesome. And it's hard to get something that's useful for everybody in a cosplay box.
It is, yeah.
Because everyone has so many different levels of expertise.
Like, he's not going to need any glitter eyeshadow for his cosplays, but maybe I would.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's tricky to get specific for that. But the same thing with other things like, what are the other boxes?
Like Loot Crate and
stuff?
Yeah,
Loot Crate.
You
get stuff from...
Walking Dead stuff. I don't like Walking Dead.
I might get something from Game of Thrones and...
Yeah, we have to switch.
I've never seen Game of Thrones. Sorry. Yeah.
But I'm not gonna... I think I come across sounding like I'm really mad at the Cosbox people, but I'm not. I want them to keep doing it. I want them to get better. And maybe I'll subscribe.
It's their first box. You can't expect it to be perfect. This is our first episode. This isn't going to be perfect.
But yeah,
I support it.
Read about the Cosbox.
I'd love to see it grow and become something that
maybe it'll take this
people use.
Everybody's feedback.
Yeah.
And next month they'll release two new great boxes.
That would be fantastic to see.
We love you, Cosbox. Okay, if you happen to be watching, we're excited about your box, but put better stuff in it.
Thank you.
Alright.
So now we're ready for a fresh topic.
Yes. Alright, so I was online the other day reading a discussion.
Okay.
And some people were talking about, like, how do you feel when somebody comes up to you and they say, wow, I really like your costume. Did you buy it?
I don't know.
So this is kind of a double-edged sword.
I've wondered about that myself, because I've had someone ask me where I bought my dandy mask.
Mm-hmm.
And I took that as a compliment, because
Yes.
I thought, that means it looks good enough to be...
Store-bought.
To be, not store-bought, but to be like something that someone would pay for.
Pay for it, yes. You would spend your hard-earned dolls on it. The other side of it is, first you're like flattered that somebody thinks that it's professional looking enough that you just bought it from somebody. But on the other hand, I almost get confused because it's a compliment. And I don't want to say I don't take it as a compliment, but I get confused. Like, do you think that I bought all this armor that fits me perfectly at the cosplay store? Like,
yeah.
Where would you buy it? I understand if it's like, oh, a Hetalia costume, or, like a jacket. But if I'm wearing, like, armor that's been painstakingly molded to my body,
yeah.
I didn't buy that. I don't know, I get confused by the questions sometimes, I think.
Right. I've never... I mean, really the only time that's ever happened to me is with the mask I mentioned.
Oh, okay.
But I took it as like, oh yeah, that's cool. He thinks it's like a legit mask that you can buy, and
maybe you should sell them. There you go.
I've thought about it.
But I do think, there's actually a discussion that I was reading about, like, store-bought versus made cosplay, which we don't even want to talk about that. That's too much to dive into.
It's too deep. That's a whole episode in itself.
We'll have a whole 20 minutes about that someday.
Yeah.
But I really thought it was interesting. Some people, the same, were like very flattered that somebody thought they bought their costume.
But then at the same time, it's like, it made me think, did he not think I was skilled enough to make something?
I guess there's almost like this new, because I think back like several years ago when I first got into cosplay, you didn't really buy your costume. There wasn't like a big market of costumes you can buy, so you kind of had to make your own costume. And I think now with so many more costumes available online to just buy, you can pretty much buy anything, no matter how obscure it is. Somebody makes it.
Doesn't mean it's going to be the best quality or...
No, but it's kind of like, there's this new, like, just assumption that most people buy their costumes. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but I do think it's interesting how the assumption used to be that you made your costume. Like, everybody just made their costumes. There weren't really places to buy them. But now the assumption is more, most people buy their costumes, which I actually haven't found to be true, but...
No, from my experience, most of the things I've seen have been handmade.
I would say it's at least 50-50, if not more people making their own costumes.
I think it is more people making their costumes, but as cosplay gets bigger and more people start doing it, there are going to be more people who just buy costumes.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, but I do think it's interesting the way did you buy your costume can be taken so many different ways.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of like a weird thing to ask somebody, depending on the costume.
Right, depending on the costume. Like, if it's something from pop culture, which is very popular.
Like
and
Spider-Man. Oh, where'd you buy that costume? Maybe they want one for themselves.
If it's a Spider-Man costume, exactly. Or if it's something that's so popular that it's plausible for it to be found online.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But if it's something...
In my Hyrule Warriors Zelda costume,
yeah.
So many people ask me, did you buy that somewhere? And then they seem genuinely surprised when I actually made it. But it's like, where did you think I bought these things? I don't know.
Yeah. Some people, like, I've seen pictures of, like, Hulk costumes where they just have, like, the Hulk hands that you can buy at, like, Target or something, or Walmart, just, like, the little punching things that make sounds. Obviously, that's something that can be bought. That's what I mean, like, if it's a popular enough thing to be found online, yeah.
Maybe, I don't know, cosplay's going in a different direction.
It's one of those things that's constantly changing and constantly has new people.
I hope people still keep making their own costumes.
I think people will always continue to make their costumes, because me personally, that's like half the fun of cosplay, making your costume.
Half the fun of cosplay is being up on a Wednesday night at 5 in the morning and crying and sobbing and having hot glue all over your body and your hands, and you're like, cosplay is so fun, I'm having so much fun, this needs to be done in 2 hours.
Exactly.
That's all the fun, right there.
And that's
you're missing out if you're buying your costume.
Yeah, that has happened to everybody.
Everybody.
Yeah.
You know how...
even my brother, who's only been to one convention in one costume...
Finishing the night before.
Exactly. Had disasters, had to redo things. It happens to the best of us.
Last year I had a friend who was in the hotel room. She got there on Thursday night. She was there Thursday night. She was there Friday morning. She was there Friday night working on a costume to get it done to wear on Saturday. Now, I think that's where it's like, you're no longer enjoying... You paid a bunch of money to sew in your hotel room.
You still got to experience the con.
Yeah. I'm all for not giving up. Like, if that costume's almost done, don't give up. You keep working on it. You make it wearable.
Finished. Yeah.
But I've never had to... I've worked on a Friday morning, to help a friend.
And I've had to re-glue things, like re-glue armor pieces in the hotel room.
Finishing touches.
Also, I had to go back up to the hotel room to fix something. I mean, but that happens to everybody. That's when you need the cosplay repair fairy.
Yeah, I like those new those new stations. Like, people, instead of wearing a costume, they wear, like, thread and needles and a hot glue gun.
Hats with tools and scissors and...
It's amazing.
We need more of you.
Who are you? We'd
And
like to have
because
a
you always
PSA.
see them, and then when you need them, they're nowhere to be found.
Where are they? Where are you?
I need hot glue right now. Where are you, cosplay repair fairy?
I know. It's a really great idea. I don't think everybody's willing to give up a day of costuming to be the cosplay repair fairy,
Yeah.
but it's a really great idea.
If you
And
don't know what to
people appreciate
cosplay,
you.
but you still want to experience the con,
Cosplay repair fairy.
you will have so
I
many
think you'll meet a lot of great people too.
Yeah.
A good place for you to hang out would be like where the cosplay competition, the people are waiting to like compete. That's where
That's a really
disaster.
good idea.
It's crucial for your repair
Yeah.
fairy to be there. I don't know. I like it. Maybe we'll do it one year. Maybe we'll set up a little booth.
That'd be
I don't
cool.
know. I really like the idea of like if you've ever had somebody help you out with your cosplay last minute, you feel like obligated to like put that back out into the world. Help
Yeah.
some people with their cosplay disasters. I don't know.
Yep. All right. Thanks for watching or listening to the first episode of CosTalk.
With Samuel.
And Tori. I'm Samuel.
And I'm Tori. And we'll see you guys in about a week with some
Yeah.
hopefully some new cosplay news and happenings. And hope to see you then.
All right. See you next week.
Bye.